And what did Santa bring you, honey?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for movies for people who don't like Christmas but want something that's technically a Christmas movie.
Now I have another reason to hate Christmas.
Okay, what are you talking about?
Number 10, Violent Night.
All right, you're telling me there's a goddamn Santa Claus running around here?
In this movie, a family is being held hostage by mercenaries, and it's up to Santa Claus to save the day. However, instead of using the magic of Christmas love, this Santa uses weapons and violent means and takes no prisoners.
Your mommy and I give you the presents, and we say that from Santa. He's not coming to save us. He doesn't exist.
While we still root for Santa in this movie, it's nonetheless disturbing to see Saint Nick hacking apart bad guys, leaving a bad taste in our mouths. In some ways, Violent Night is a throwback to movies like Home Alone and Die Hard, but commits to going over the top with its absurd premise.
You know, booby traps don't work unless you hide them. You little moron.
Number 9, Trading Places.
I bet you thought I'd forgotten your Christmas bonus. There you are.
$5.
A commodities trader played by Dan Aykroyd and a street hustler played by Eddie Murphy have their roles reversed as part of a bet between two wealthy brothers. After they find out what the brothers did to them, Aykroyd and Murphy's characters decide to get revenge, which is hardly a Christmas virtue.
Do you have any better ideas?
Yeah, you know, it occurs to me that the best way you hurt rich people is by turning them into poor people.
Cruel and unusual, Trading Places is a wildly politically incorrect movie from the glory days of the 1980s. Whenever Christmas is brought up in the movie, it's always sent up with actions that counter the sentiment that is generally expected in a holiday film.
Because they're thinking, hey, we're losing all our damn money, and Christmas is around the corner, and I ain't gonna have no money to buy my son the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip, okay?
Number 8, The Nice Guys.
Sun went up, sun went down, nothing changes. Just like you said.
Writer-director Shane Black sure does like to use Christmas as the backdrop to his movies, as he also did in his screenplay to the earlier Lethal Weapon. Aside from the last scene of the movie that takes place at a bar during a Christmas party, The Nice Guys doesn't have much to do with the holiday.
You know, nobody got hurt.
People got hurt.
I'm saying I think they died quickly, though, so I don't think that they got hurt.
A private eye played by Ryan Gosling and an enforcer played by Russell Crowe team up to find a missing young woman. The movie is full of wild twists and turns, and it's a fun film to tune into if you only want something tangentially related to Christmas instead of watching another Hallmark movie.
For the birds?
Hallelujah.
Number 7, Brazil.
And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us. Everyone.
Co-written and directed by Monty Python veteran Terry Gilliam, Brazil is a dark comedy about a dystopian government which is horribly incompetent and inefficient. Set around Christmas, the film is also a satirical commentary on consumerism, and the holiday season is treated as one giant excuse for mindless consumption.
And what would you like for Christmas?
My own credit card.
In the film's opening scene, the government raids a house on Christmas Eve to apprehend a suspected terrorist. Unfortunately, it's a case of mistaken identity, which results in an innocent man dying under detention. Terrific performances from supporting actors like Robert De Niro and Michael Palin add to the cynical feel of the film.
Father Christmas can't come if we haven't got a chimney.
You'll see.
Number 6, Batman Returns.
Your Beauty and the Beast in one luscious Christmas gift pack.
Tim Burton's Batman sequel is one of those summer blockbusters that for some reason is set around Christmas. Since this is Gotham, there are a lot of dark and depressing things happening around the Yuletide season, from Penguin's parents abandoning him as a baby in the opening scene to the attempted murder of Selena Kyle.
I mean, it's not like you can just kill me.
Actually, it's a lot like that.
However, since this is Tim Burton we're talking about, there's also a lot of eerie beauty with his depiction of Christmas, from the atmospheric Danny Elfman score to the festive decorations spanning Gotham. Any good feelings are interrupted by the menacing villains played by Danny DeVito and Christopher Walken, which is all to the good.
2 lives left. I think I'll save one for next Christmas.
Number 5, Bad Santa.
Oh, good. What do you want? What do you want? What are you doing? God damn it!
In this bleak comedy, Billy Bob Thornton plays a crook who poses as a mall Santa to rob stores during Christmas time. Naturally, such a lowlife would not be expected to have much holiday spirit, but for Thornton's character, that is an understatement.
Jesus Christ! Can you maybe keep it together for just 10 minutes?
He shows up to work having had too much to drink and swears like a sailor, so the character lives up to the name implied by the film's title. If you hate Christmas for its sentimentality and its forced cheeriness, this movie is a breath of fresh air to take your mind off the carolers and the tacky sweaters.
You want cookies?
No.
Warm milk?
No.
Should I fix you some sandwiches?
No.
Number 4, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Forgive me, Mr. Claus. I'm afraid I've made a terrible mess of your holiday.
Tim Burton comes up with interesting ways of looking at Christmas, as he did with Edward Scissorhands. After discovering Christmastown, Pumpkin King Jack Skellington wishes to celebrate Christmas and take over duties for Santa Claus. However, Jack finds out the hard way that Christmas isn't a good fit for him.
Isn't that wonderful? It couldn't be more wonderful.
But you're the Pumpkin King.
Not anymore.
The scene where he assumes the role of Santa and gives children presents is downright terrifying. The film is a good fit for Halloween viewing, but it's more ironically suited to the Christmas season. The Nightmare Before Christmas is for anyone who carves jack-o'-lanterns around Christmas Eve.
Eureka! This year, Christmas will be ours!
Number 3, Black Christmas.
He says the calls are coming from number 6 Belmont Street.
For Christ's sakes, Nash, you got it wrong. That's where the calls are going into.
That's where they're coming from too, sir.
Christmas is supposed to be a time of joy and happiness, but neither of those emotions is really found in Black Christmas. In the film, a psychopath stalks a sorority, leaving disturbing messages over the telephone and killing the sisters one by one.
I'm going to kill you.
Black Christmas is one of the most influential horror movies to come out of the 1970s, and is considered one of the earliest slashers. Interestingly enough, in addition to directing Black Christmas, Bob Clark also made A Christmas Story, which is much more in the sentimental Christmas vein and a holiday classic.
Yes, the caller is in the house. The calls are coming from the house.
Number 2, Gremlins.
But the most important rule, the rule you can never forget, no matter how much he cries, no matter how much he begs, never, never feed him after midnight.
The movie starts off like a heartwarming Christmas tale, especially when Gizmo is introduced. But that goodwill goes off the rails very quickly. The mischievous gremlins mock everything that Christmas stands for as they wreak havoc on a small town during the holidays.
Turn on all the lights, check all the closets and cupboards, look under all the beds. Because you never can tell. There just might be a gremlin in your house.
The scene where Phoebe Cates' character tells a heartbreaking story about what happened during one traumatic Christmas is enough to take the holiday cheer out of anyone who's watching. The soundtrack uses some festive tracks such as Christmas Baby Please Come Home and Do You Hear What I Hear, but their positivity is jarring in contrast to the carnage that comes.
God. Say you hate Washington's birthday or Thanksgiving and nobody cares, but say you hate Christmas and everybody makes you feel like you're a leper or something.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Silent Night. This movie is just a real downer.
Mum hasn't lied to us. And we've seen the news.
When?
We know the Russians want us all dead. They're sending poisonous gas to kill us all in the morning.
The Russians?
Yeah, they're obsessed with world domination.
The Ref. With Dennis Leary, you can tell it's going to be a middle finger towards Christmas.
Well, there is a criminal at large, and they can't stop for the holidays.
Maybe they'll catch him and then let him go in the spirit of Christmas.
That is not the spirit of Christmas. The spirit of Christmas is either you're good or you're punished and you burn in hell.
Eyes Wide Shut. This disturbing Kubrick classic is a holiday movie in the loosest terms.
We're going now? Wow, you look amazing, Mrs. Hartford.
Oh, thank you. Helen, are you ready for bed?
Yes, Mommy. Can I stay up and watch the Nutcracker?
What time's it on?
9 o'clock.
Sure, you can watch that.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Another movie to put in your Shane Black Christmas marathon.
I'm telling you, take a guy who sleeps with 100 women a year, go into his childhood, dollars to donuts, it's relatively unspectacular. Now, you take one of these gals, sleeps with 100 guys a year, and I bet you if you look in their childhood, there's something rotten in Denver.
Denmark.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Die Hard.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Die Hard takes place on Christmas, but there is much debate over whether it should be considered a Christmas movie, and with good reason. The movie goes out of its way not to be your traditional Christmas film.
Hey, that'll work.
You got any Christmas music?
This is Christmas music.
The closest thing to a Christmas miracle is John McClane's superhuman heroics in his efforts to rescue a group of hostages kidnapped by terrorists. The movie is rated R for its violence and foul language, so that means it isn't family-friendly. To put this movie on after It's a Wonderful Life can give you a sense of whiplash.
This is their idea of Christmas. I gotta be there for New Year's.
So, do you have a treasured memory watching any of these movies around Christmas time? Let us know in the comments.
Well, come what may. Merry Christmas, Mr. Wayne.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.